Davis. But the most skillful fighter at 135 will be hands down Shakur Stevens.
What is it about him? Because I know you have a lot of good attributes, but do you think he has enough power to sustain?
Well, it's really all about skills. Pernell Whitaker wasn't a huge puncher, but he was, very exciting, very tough, and he fought everybody. Shakur is trying to do the same thing. He want to fight the best they got out there. I believe his contract is coming to an end, so hopefully we can come together and I can take him to that next.
I also told my team before the fight, I said they're going to say I got one of the best jabs in the world tonight. And tonight I went out there and I just used my jab over and over and made it a weapon, and he couldn't stop it. And for the future young fighters that's coming up behind me, the jab is one of the most important punches, and I hope that they add that to their games too.
All right, and heading into fight week, many people have been calling you this generation's Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel about that comparison?
I'm the first Shakur Stevenson, but
Floyd Mayweather has made it official. Shakur Stevenson is a force to be reckoned with. After years of critics labeling him boring or too cautious, his masterful performance against Teofimo Lopez shut down all the doubters. This wasn't just a win, it was a perfect display of skill, strategy, and precision, making a world champion look inexperienced. The torch hasn't just been handed over, Stevenson has claimed it, and Floyd is ready to show the world why the Shakur era is unstoppable.
All glory to God. It was an amazing night. I put the work in. I stayed disciplined throughout my camp. I was in tremendous shape, and T.O., he's a hell of a fighter, but I was the better man tonight.
Guys, just raise your hands, please, and the microphone will be brought to you. Thank you.
Shakur, congratulations, man. Great performance, obviously. Did you feel at some point that you demoralized him and he was just kind of trying to get to the finish line?
Yeah, I definitely did. I feel like he's a fighter, so he tried to fight back. But yeah, I picked him apart. In the second round, I want to say that I told my corner, I said, I'm stronger than he is.
Did you feel like you hurt him at any point in the fight?
Yeah, for sure. I hurt him a couple of times. My jab, my left hand to the body, my left hand up top. I put on a great show tonight.
Obviously a great performance against your best opponent. Any disappointment that you didn't stop him? Because you said even during the fight you wanted to stop him.
No, there's no disappointment. It's boxing at the end of the day. I seen him go out there, and when I was about to stop him, he started fighting back a little bit. So respect to him. He's a sharp fighter. He got a lot of knowledge, and he did what he did to survive.
To understand the embarrassment that played out on fight night, you have to start at the press conference where the atmosphere already felt strange. Teofimo Lopez was acting the way he usually does, speaking loudly, cutting people off, and performing for the cameras as he pushed the idea of a takeover and behaved as if the win was already guaranteed. Many people watching simply thought it was normal fight hype meant to promote the match. But Floyd Mayweather Jr. noticed something different, seeing a fighter who seemed more focused on the spotlight and entertainment than on the discipline and skill needed to prove it inside the ring.
How we feeling, Word!
Man, grateful, Grateful to be here with all you guys. Thank you guys for showing love. Appreciate y'all. Much respect. Much respect.
Going around right now almost feels like a warning before everything happened. Floyd Mayweather Jr. stepped in during the trash talk and stopped Teofimo Lopez, looking straight at him and reminding him that skills pay the bills. It wasn't just a catchy line, it sounded like a serious message from one of boxing's greatest defensive fighters. Floyd was basically telling everyone that all the loud talk and hype wouldn't help against a true technician in the ring. While Lopez was busy trying to grab attention and create headlines, Shakur Stevenson stayed quiet beside him, calm and focused, as if he already knew how the fight would end. That silence said a lot, and looking back now, it feels like the first clear sign that Lopez didn't fully understand the challenge he was about to face.
My jab over and over and made it a weapon, and he couldn't stop it. And for the future young fighters that's coming up behind me, the jab is one of the most important punches, and I hope that they add that to their games too.
All right, and heading into fight week, many people have been calling you this generation's Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel about that comparison?
I'm the first Shakur Stevenson, but Floyd Mayweather's my guy. He called me right before the fight. He always texts me. He told me that he was proud of me before the fight happened. So Floyd is my family. I got a lot of love for Floyd, but I'm the first Shakur Stevenson.
Things start to feel almost eerie at this point. Just before the fight, some behind-the-scenes training footage leaked online showing Floyd Mayweather Jr. working the pads with Shakur Stevenson. Most training clips are just hype, fast punches, loud music, and flashy moments, but this one stood out. Floyd was carefully teaching a very precise move, a pivot, a small step back, and a quick lead hook, repeating it again and again. It looked less like a show and more like a lesson, with Floyd guiding Shakur on how to control the moment and shut down an attack before it even has the chance to happen.
Did not have any answer for the lead hand, the jab of Shakur Stevenson. And even before the fight started, you saw Teo come out with the, Jabberwockies, and he was doing a lot of, dancing, and on his face, though, you didn't see kind of the joy and the happy and the smirk that you saw yesterday at the weigh-ins. There was a lot of mind games all week from Teo to Shakur, making him wait, trying to get in his head. It looked like he kind of did at the press conference, but like I've said many times, the press conference does not have any effect on the fight itself, right? The best fighters will show up when the time comes. They'll adjust. They'll be able to showcase why they're the best. And tonight, Shakur looked a lot more comfortable even in his ring walk, let alone when the fight started. But when it did start, you saw very quickly two things. Teofimo Lopez is gonna have real problems with the hand speed of Shakur Stevenson, his lead hand, and that Teofimo wanted two really specific things early in this fight. Number one, he clearly wanted to land his big right hand over the top. And again, it was off of one or two punches, then switch to southpaw and try to land the left hand while covering distance. And it was I won't say basic attack, but it was a fundamental problem with that attack from Teofimo Lopez. He was having real trouble getting to Shakur Stevenson. He could not get past the lead hand. The jab was stifling him. He was having trouble cutting the ring. He was having trouble getting to the outside foot. This was an orthodox southpaw matchup where Teofimo needed to step to his left to try to push the lead hand away, or at least get head off center line if he wanted to throw his right hand. Instead, he was doing the opposite, and Shakur was taking the outside track. Teo was stepping on the inside lane and then fading to his right side, right into the left hand of Shakur Stevenson, which, by the way, in the first round, Shakur didn't really even throw a backhand. It was just jab. And every time he would touch him with the jab, Teo had to reset.
By rounds 4 and 5, everything started to look exactly like that training drill. If you watch the fight again, you can see Shakur Stevenson repeating the same move again and again. Every time Teofimo Lopez tried to set up his dangerous right hand, Shakur was already out of the way, firing a quick check hook and pivoting safely out of range. It didn't look like pure instinct. It looked practiced, almost programmed. Lopez kept throwing punches that landed on nothing but air, as if he were chasing a shadow. That simple drill completely shut down his biggest strength, his power, proving this wasn't only about Shakur's natural talent, but also about how well he studied and applied the lessons from Floyd Mayweather Jr. when the lights were brightest.
What's coming into this fight that you wondered was, Williams and Zepeda didn't really give Shakur trouble. In my mind, I was there live watching that fight, and Shakur kind of handled all that adversity from Williams Zepeda. Handled a lot of adversity there. But the difference in that fight, and this one was, Zepeda was there with combination punching, right? He wouldn't just throw one or two punches at a time. He would throw 3, 4, and 5. And maybe once in a blue moon, a couple would get through and Shakur might get touched with something that you usually don't see him get hit with. Teofimo Lopez doesn't fight like that. He fights very selective on the front foot and the back foot. And again, Teo's probably a better back foot fighter than he is a front foot fighter. But he wanted to come out early and make a statement, so he was trying to bring it to Shakur. I think he gave up a little bit of his game too quickly, because in the first round, Teo was throwing heavy right hands over the top. Then that double right hand switch to go to the left hand out of southpaw, and Shakur saw it all early. And if you hear, some of the post-fight stuff, Shakur was like, I thought he was fast, and he wasn't. Shakur was like, he was way slower than I thought. Teo was reaching a lot. Teo was overstriding a lot. He wasn't bringing his feet with him, and it made it easier for Shakur. He would just frame with his lead hand, keep the distance, which he does such a good job of. If you move forward, he moves back. You cut an angle, he cuts an angle, right? He just mirrors what you do. And the moment you make a mistake or overcommit, he touches you with the lead hand. That's first line of defense. You get past that, hold the left hand behind it. Shakur was schooling him. And again, I said it in the first minute and a half of the stream, I was just like, oh no, this is going to go very badly for Teofimo Lopez. And it did, man. It's just round after round, Teo could not figure out this equation, could not get past the lead hand of Shakur Stevenson. And there were moments where it wasn't just the jab of Shakur. He was sticking the left hand on him. And no, Shakur doesn't have the biggest power in the world, and no, he may not be the most casual audience-friendly fighter, but he is damn good as a boxer. And he is, you know, I don't want to say Floyd Mayweather-esque, but it's the same formula. When you watch him box, you may not like his style, you may not like that he doesn't, you know, sting and punish people the way you would want to see somebody counterpunch, but I don't know there's a style that beats him. Teofimo.
The final bell rang. It didn't feel like a close championship battle. It looked more like a harsh lesson inside the ring. The judges scored it 119 to 109, meaning Shakur Stevenson won 11 of the 12 rounds, and even that seemed generous to Teofimo Lopez. The punch numbers told an even clearer story, with Stevenson posting one of the best plus-minus punch ratios seen in years, even surpassing a mark once held by Floyd Mayweather Jr. He landed clean shots while barely getting touched himself, turning the fight into a precise and controlled performance from start to finish.
Performance from Shakur tonight just
made Teofimo look like a novice. I mean, that's how good he is. 120, 109, 108. I mean, just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Is that what you expected from Shakur? No?
I mean, listen, I expected an incredible performance, but I didn't expect it to be completely one-sided. I mean, he won every round, in my opinion. It like the golfing levels was phenomenal. And I said to Bud, like, going into 12, he could do 40 rounds, Shakur. Like, never out of control, footwork, timing, shot selection. I actually think he could have stopped Teofimo if he'd have stepped on him. Teofimo looked like frustrated, just obviously busted up to the face. He's a phenomenal fighter, 4-division world champion.
The surprising part wasn't just the defense, it was the way Shakur Stevenson physically controlled the fight. In the second round, cameras caught him walking to his corner and telling his team, "I'm stronger than him," talking about Teofimo Lopez. That moment completely changed the story of the fight. For years, critics claimed Stevenson was weak, a runner who lacked power, but inside the ring he was the one pushing the action, tying Lopez up and moving him wherever he wanted. The supposed bully was now the one being bullied, and it became a mental battle as much as a physical one. By the 8th round, Lopez wasn't just behind on the scorecards. He looked lost, frustrated, and like he wanted the night to end.
I tell you, Shakur moved so well. He won every round, and he was just a step ahead with quickness and just with, you know, just the plan himself. Great plan coming in, and he did well. Congratulations to him.
He won all the rounds? Is that what you're saying? He won all 12 rounds?
Well, maybe he lost one, but he won the majority of rounds.
At what time did you realize that this was just going to be Shakur taking over the whole fight?
After the 4th round.
After the 4th round?
Yeah.
Teofimo, it seems like he couldn't just get it going. Like, he just tried differently going up and down. The counters were getting him.
Yeah.
What could he done differently tonight?
I don't know. You know, it's difficult to box against a great mover like that. And, you know, he tried. He definitely tried. His dad was emotional. You know, he wanted him to do better, but, you know, this is boxing.
And if you look at Shakur as the type of fighter who can go up to welterweight and challenge the likes of Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, those fighters as well too, and beat them.
Yeah, he has that possibility. He can do that. You know, I don't know about moving up weights and different things because I'm a heavyweight.
After a fight like that, you'd expect a fighter to show some humility, maybe even give a "Shakur was the better man tonight" speech. But Teofimo Lopez didn't go that route. Almost immediately after the decision, he made controversial remarks that caught everyone's attention, refusing to admit he had been outclassed and suggesting that those in charge wanted Shakur Stevenson to win.
True champions are all about coming in here every time, got to put respect to it. To all my brothers and sisters, I love you guys. Always salute to the power that it be above. I thank you guys. I never wanted anything to harm you guys at all. So for that, my condolences to all you guys and to the slavery and everything that's ever happened mentally.
Teofimo Lopez Sr. refused to admit that his son had been outmatched by a defensive genius. Instead, he blamed Teofimo Lopez for not following instructions and went even further, claiming his son lost because no one wanted him to win.
I'm here for seconds out with Teofimo Lopez Sr. Teofimo, first of all, commiserations, not the way you wanted the night to go. Can you talk me through the fight?
No. Everything was fine. The sparring sessions were like what motivated me to this fight. That I was 100% sure we was gonna win. For some reason, you know, the game plan my son didn't do what I told him he was supposed to do. His rhythm was supposed to be different, where we were supposed to stop Shakur from doing whatever Shakur does best. You know what I'm saying? Congratulations to him for winning. You know what I'm saying? But that was not my son in there. I think probably the networks and everybody, the media, everything leading up to this fight, everybody already talking that already about Shakur fighting in May, where the winner was supposed to go and fight in May, against whoever it was. So I think that probably got to him, you know what I'm saying? People talking about me being drunk, all that stuff, when he went to the press conference and I wasn't there, I didn't show up because I was resting. And I think all that affected him in this fight, Like a lot of people say, my son is like mentally like easy to, mess with. And how you gonna fight, a fight when everybody wants you to lose? You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know what happened. It just looked like all his powers were not there. Like everything was like that we planned, everything that he did in sparring, everything that we planned to do was not there. His power was not there. I was in shock, man. And I think this is a lot of this has to do with everybody not wanting him to win. You know what I'm saying? There was not one person talking good.
Backlash was immediate and harsh. Nobody online or among the experts bought the excuses. Even Floyd Mayweather Jr. weighed in, shutting them down and pointing out that Shakur Stevenson's brilliance comes from stopping moments before they even happen. Shakur didn't just win rounds. He didn't let Teofimo Lopez play the fight at all. When the greatest boxer of all time says you got schooled, making excuses only makes you look out of touch. It was a harsh end for the so-called takeover, but it proves that raw talent without discipline will always be exposed by a true master.
Shakur Stevenson, I don't want to call it picking him apart. I don't want to call him a dominant performance. If I'm being honest, those words are too nice. Teofimo looked confused. Teofimo looked like he was an amateur fighting a pro. And listen, we picked Shakur. So don't get me wrong, we got it right. That being said, most people pick Shakur. So it's not like we're some sort of, motherfuckers from the future. We picked Shakur because of the way that he's managed to maintain himself. He's always shown up and he's always maintained that level of performance that he gave out tonight. Slow, dominant. There was a couple things that I noticed that were a little dirty, but besides that, he did his thing in there. And we said in our review of this fight, before this fight happened, we said that we don't know what type of Teofimo we're going to get. Teofimo, there is often moments where Teofimo seems to give out phenomenal standout performances, exciting performances, not even coming out of nowhere because it's standard Teofimo, but just performances where you'd be like, chef's kiss. I don't know where that Teofimo was tonight, and that was my biggest concern. And go back and watch the video. You guys will be able to see that was my biggest concern. And listen. I want to tell you guys right now, I truly, truly believe that there is a spark of brilliance inside Teofimo Lopez, but that dude, God knows where he is. It's really sad to see someone who has as much talent as Teofimo. I don't want to say go out like this because I don't think this is the end of his boxing career. But for as much as Teofimo talked, you would have hoped he would have done even slightly better because it was all Shakur. Now,
Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez had sparred in the past and that Shakur had dominated him. Teofimo's team always denied it, calling it false. But during the post-fight celebration, Floyd Mayweather Jr. confirmed exactly what Shakur had been saying all along.
Make it look real easy tonight. It was, it had to be very frustrating for T.O.
Keyshawn, at the party.
Why do you think it was difficult for T.O. to make adjustments to you? Like, why?
Why? I think that I studied them. I've been watching him for years. I seen T.O. when we was in the amateurs. Everything that I seen was there tonight. Like the things that I kind of saw on tape and on film, it was all in front of me tonight. And there is benefits from watching tape.
when we saw Conor Benn in the ring with you and the idea of you two fighting, for British fans, it would come as a bit of a curveball. You now have 4 different weight world titles, and Conor's not boxed for a world title yet. What's going on between you two? Why is that a fight that you like?
I'm into big fights. I like big fights. I like big money fights. I like proving that I'm the best, and I like doing things that people say I can't do. There's a lot of people that will say that I'm too little for Conor Benn, and I can't do it. So it makes for a tremendous fight.
And Eddie mentioned that there's quite a few that DMs go back and forth between you two. Is it all amicable? Is there a bit of aggro going on?
It's gonna be a good beef. I like the beef. I like the story behind it, and it's a tremendous fight.
Floyd's confirmation shows that Shakur's dominance isn't new. He's had Teofimo Lopez's number since they were kids. It changes the whole story of their rivalry. Lopez's aggression and trash talk weren't confidence. They were insecurity, a way to mask the fact that deep down he knew he couldn't beat Shakur. Some matchups are just one-sided, and Lopez never had the strategy or code to overcome him. Floyd saw it all along, and the rumors were true. Saturday night was just a public replay of what happened in the gym years ago.
It'll come at you in many ways, and you gotta treat it like a champ. That's it. You gotta treat it like a champ. Tell yourself it's okay. I learned from it, and I treat it like a champ every time. So if you're going through hard times in your life, whether it's from any sports or academics or anything like that, it's okay. You're still a champ.
Throughout watching the fight week, a lot of people were saying that you were in Shakur's head.
Yeah.
It definitely seemed like that. Do you think maybe there was a chance that you maybe used up too much energy in the build up to the fight?
No, not at all. I think honestly, it's just the way things played out, the cards that were at hand. The dealer, I was gambling, and the dealer didn't play my cards right. That's all.
Talk to me about the fight itself. Just what was it like in there? How come you didn't really feel like you could get into the rhythm as such? I mean, just your perspective on it.
Yeah, I think I was just honestly too focused on one particular objective, one particular thing, than really enjoying what I could see opening. I was catching him a lot with the body shots a lot. So I think that was one of my effective arsenals that was getting him every time. But I think just more combinations, especially finish with left hooks and stuff. I did poorly on not listening to my team. That's on me. Take it on the chin. My team did a phenomenal job. They had great guidelines. They had great instructions. I just didn't listen tonight.
The king doesn't stay idle for long, and a new challenger appeared right after the fight. Ringside, a heated moment erupted with Conor Benn, the classic clash of styles. Benn was yelling that Shakur Stevenson is boring and too small to take on the welterweight giants. Still riding the high of his big win, Shakur just laughed and said he's all about those big money fights.
Follow up on the Conor Benn conversation. I saw him after the fight, and I just asked him, I said, hey, would you agree to that rehydration clause? And he said, F no. So my question for you is, how does that fight get made then?
If he's not going to agree, then we probably don't fight. So he's just wasting time. We'll see, but I'm a businessman at the end of the day, and like I said, he did a rehydration clause with Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank was in the ring half dead. Why can't he do the same thing?
The real verbal knockout came from Wally Moses' Conor Benn, saying he's not that big and lacks killer instinct. He even insisted on a rehydration clause if the fight ever happens, showing that Team Stevenson is already thinking 3 steps ahead. Even Boxer weighed in, officially declaring this the Shakur Stevenson era and placing him among boxing's all-time elite. The torch hasn't just been passed, it's been ignited.
Absolutely. And what's next is that he talked about Conor Benn. Conor Benn got in the ring. That looks like that's what's going to be next.
Well, we knew Conor Benn was there for a reason. You know what I mean? And you notice he was in the fight before that.
Bring it back up.
I think Shakur addressed that issue. Like, he wasn't going to act like it didn't happen. He going to act like he didn't see him.
Exactly.
He just letting old Conor Benn know that we aware.
All right.
Okay, him being NA. Shakur said, hey, he can be next. We're not worried about that.
How does a fight would that play out with Conor Benn? It would do it over in there in England?
Oh, I'd love to have the fight here. We the champ, man.
Oh,
If he talking all the mouth, let him come here.
So you got to dictate that. And the rehydration clauses?
He says he's a bigger guy.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a tougher guy. Okay. It's to make all sense for him to come here, somebody hometown and beat them. He's so tough.
Okay, so we do it here, and then
so
the rehydration clause, right?
Uh-huh.
Is that the same thing he put on Eubank?
Right. Because rehydration clause is because we don't want him to try to go up bigger and try to be a weak. Not that he would be a bully, because you know that don't mean shit. You know, you can, until you get in the ring and you able to establish and do what you can in the ring. No, you don't know what's going. Because I think, you know, defensively, I think he's not as good as us. You know, offensively, I think he's adequate. You know what I mean? Not taking anything away from him.
Yeah.
And he hasn't really shown me much.
Debate is settled. Shakur Stevenson isn't boring, and he's not just running. He represents the next stage of the perfect boxer. He took Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s hit-and-don't-get-hit approach and adapted it for a southpaw, adding an offensive edge that even Floyd rarely used late in his career. Teofimo Lopez couldn't land a single clean shot. The critics have no choice but to acknowledge him, and he has Floyd's full endorsement.
Think about, obviously, Teo's eye. He never seemed to be able to get into it at all. Is that kind of like the experience you had?
Or he won a round or two, maybe, but that's it. Shakur too dominant. He was able to hit him clean first round, able to avoid shots. Shakur is just on his A game. He's sharper, he's stronger, he's better, and now he's a 4-division world champion. I'm so proud of him.
He called out Conor Ben right after. You think that fight ends up happening probably 147?
Only thing I don't like about the Conor Ben fight is how big he is, but as far as in skill-wise, I think Shakur is a better fighter than Conor Ben too. But he has to know that Conor Ben is, one, a lot bigger, a lot stronger, and he's a wild fighter. He's going to come in, and when he sees the boxing not working, he's going to try to make it a brawl. But like I said, I think Shakur can beat anybody, but I don't think when they fight, what they fighting at 47?
So I just talked to Conor Ben on his way out the ring, and I asked him, I said, are you willing to agree to that rehydration clause? He said, F no. So how does that fight get made otherwise?
Yeah, he got, look, Shakur is great in his own right, but it's no reason for him to fight against Conor Ben. For what? But hey, if he rocking, I'm rolling. And he may need me in camp for that one. And I'm gonna come put all 175 pounds on his ass.
Yeah.
Because he gotta fight this dude on him. So I'm gonna come be his sparring partner and let him punch on me, but I'm gonna lay on his ass.
We're looking at a fighter who could genuinely be untouchable in this generation. The real question now isn't who can beat Shakur Stevenson. It's whether anyone in the world could even take more than 2 rounds off him. Are we witnessing the start of another 50-0 run, or will boxing politics and business try to hold him back like they have for others? Let us know in the comments. Is Shakur the TBE 2.0, or was Teofimo Lopez just overrated? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the fight game.